Hi, I'm Rob Hicks. I'm the Divisional Director that works for Merlin Entertainments, looking after conservation and welfare and education, particularly for sea life, but anywhere we have animals in our care. I was brought up by my parents very well. They were very interested in my education and my learning, very close to me as I was learning, and identified when I was quite young that I struggled reading. My mum spent hours and hours helping me read and practice and got frustrated with me, as you could expect. I knew there was something wrong but didn't really understand what it was. It was a little bit later, when I was just before my O-levels, kind of ages me that, so just as I was turning 16, that I was taken off by my mum actually to go off and be assessed for dyslexia. And it was then when I was found I was dyslexic, and the whole school system changed slightly to help me then, but very mildly really. It was more about individuals taking interest rather than a system helping. So that was how I started. During that time, I was berated quite often, unfortunately, for being poor at spelling, not being able to read, and many times was given lines for reading backwards and spelling terribly, just not being able to keep up at school. But things changed then as I went to university eventually, and clicked on how to learn, and thereafter my sales just went away and I was very happy. Fell into something I loved, which is marine biology. I'm working for this fantastic organisation which is really supportive, and Merlin Entertainments, on wanting us to really look at diversity, particularly around neurodiversity, to make sure we build that into our company. So I feel very supported now. So for me, I find dyslexia impacts me daily around three key areas. So reading, spelling, and then presenting or speeches, I suppose. So reading, clearly, my reading age, I think it was the last time it was tested, is around 7. My spelling ability is abysmal, but it's what it is. But one of the most important things I do, because technology can help us with those 2 points, is talk and present. And what I found is that presenting from information in my head is far more important for me and capable for me than it is reading, obviously, off a script, which quite a lot of people can do. So reading, spelling and presenting or speeches are the three main challenges I find I have at work. For me, embracing neurodiversity in the workplace is critically important. The opportunities that opens are huge. Difference in thinking, difference in problem solving, different approaches, different ways of communicating, all of those enable us as businesses or within the workplace to come up with different ideas, to come up with stronger ideas. So that neurodiversity and embracing it is critically important for me. If I was offering advice to people that were struggling with dyslexia, there's two very simple things for me, and that's talk about it. So talk about it, particularly with other dyslexics. I found over the last 12 months, when I have talked a lot more to a lot more people that are dyslexic, I've learnt loads. And I'm quite old. I've been coping with this for quite a while. Hopefully some others have learnt. The other thing I'd be really keen for people to think about and really look at is just, there'll be one thing that you are particularly good at compared to others. Find that ability and just embrace it and celebrate it and be proud of it. A message to my younger self, I think, would be twofold. One, actually. One was some practical things, which is just about helping me learn. But the most important point, I think, for me to really think back about and encourage me is about being brave. All through my childhood, my schooling, and then as I got older, I found there was a foundation of determination that came through, but self-doubt was always niggling away. So I think being brave is something I'd go and ask myself, or just say to myself, just be a bit braver, don't worry about it. It's important to raise awareness for dyslexia, because what you're seeing now, 55-year-old guy who's relatively confident, loves life, but clearly has this built-in self-doubt, lack of confidence, based on dyslexia, based on not being able to read brilliantly and not being able to spell. People need to be aware of dyslexia. Everybody, society needs to be aware of it. We need to embrace neurodiversity and the opportunities it brings, but also the challenges it brings. and as dyslexic growing up, there were challenges. Dyslexia Awareness Week is a fantastic opportunity for us all of society, dyslexics and everybody alike, to share the stories, to embrace dyslexia and to work together to create change.